First, I'm not a big fan of the word resolution. I think it's slippery, I think it's a wagon with wobbly wheels. It's like a yo-yo diet, and I think that every year we set these resolutions, and then, a month in, we've done nothing. But I also want to ride the wave, the hype of the New Year's revelation. That's a better word. The New Year's resolution, like we ride the hype of Valentine's Day, although very commercialized. Everyone's out celebrating, and if it makes for hot sex and connection, so be it. Even though there's long waits and dinner's overpriced, if it works, it works. So let's ride this New Year's resolution. Here are some tips that you may not have heard of. Okay, number one, I want to talk about the mindset. And I'm going to go wide, I'm going to go a little woo-woo, and then I'm going to go micro. So the macro number one tip is this: try to live higher. And what I mean by that is, what do you believe right now that is bigger than you? I think a lot of us get stuck in the micro, in the trenches, and if you don't believe in anything bigger than you, you're not going to be able to pull back and see the 30,000 foot, right? You're just going to be waiting for things, holding on people's yes or no's. You're going to have self-doubt. You're going to ruminate. You're going to live in your cognitive distortions and pull from your false beliefs, and nothing's going to happen. So one way to get away from yourself, one way to get out of the way of yourself is to live higher. What in your life do you believe in that is greater than yourself? And it could be your purpose. So for me, that is one of the things. Purpose, helping people. After my divorce, about 12 years ago now, I found my vine that pulled me out of my quicksand by being of service and helping other people. So when I get stuck, that's where I go. And when I go there, I get less hooked. And the problems that I thought were big become small. I become fearless, because it's no longer about me, it's about something greater. And so I think it's a powerful mindset. What is greater than you? What's the flag that you're waving? What's the message you're championing? What's the story you're telling? What is greater than you? If nothing is greater than you, it's going to be tough. You got to make it about things that are greater than yourself. So let's start there, and then let's go into the hows. I think we've been obsessed with whys. I think your why is important. Something greater than you is a giant why. But if you don't have any hows, and you don't have to have a map, right? You don't have to have a detailed map, but just a few broad strokes of how you're going to get somewhere. If you don't have that, there's going to be a lot of spinning. There's going to be a lot of sitting on the couch, trusting the universe, as they say, right? And I get some of that, because there's power in letting go and trusting in something greater than yourself. But I think a lot of people abuse that or use it as an excuse by saying, oh, things aren't happening. I'm trusting the universe. Things aren't happening, but they're doing nothing. So how are you going to accomplish not your resolutions, but your goals? Now's the time to exchange that word, take out resolution, enter goals. Goals feel more concrete and tangible. How are you going to accomplish your goals? And you don't have to have all the answers, but you may have a direction. You may have one or two steps. If you don't know, you can Google things. You can find out. Maybe your first step is to learn the steps to accomplish your goal. Second tip, or is this the third tip? Thread it into your life. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're building, it can't be a one-time thing. And I think this is why people stop. They come out of the gates in the new year like a muzzled greyhound. They're all pumped up. It doesn't matter if you want to change your body or build something, and you leave, or you run out of steam very fast. If you thread it into your life, like fitness, like love, like, just like brushing your teeth, then it becomes a lifestyle. And I think that's when things tip because it's all about consistency, sustainability. So it's not like this one goal that you have and you're going to run toward it as fast as you can. And if you don't accomplish it, then you're going to fall and then you're going to stamp yourself as a failure. No, I have this goal. Here's how I'm going to get there. And here are the things I'm going to do daily to thread into my life to accomplish that goal. For example, if you want to use fitness, if you want to change your body, let's say your goal is to lose 10 pounds and gain some muscle, right? Okay, well, how am I going to do that? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat better. Okay, I'm going to take, change diet and exercise. Are you going to do it over the weekend and then you're done? No, of course not. You have to now follow a program, make yourself accountable, and thread it into your life. So maybe 3 times a week or maybe every day, you are doing these things to accomplish that goal. And then you wake up and you realize, holy shit, I'm 10 pounds lighter and I have more muscle, right? That's a very simple example, but you could apply this to say building a better relationship. You know, how are you going to thread that into your life? It's not a weekend workshop. It's a way of loving. It's an intention that's daily. So, or like, let's say you want to write a book. Okay, yeah, you could technically knock it out over a weekend, if you're Stephen King, perhaps. But threading writing into your life as a lifestyle is going to be what gives you birth to a book or many books. And it's also what makes you a writer, right? Instead of just, oh, I have to write this one book. I'm going to go somewhere, knock it out, and come back. There's a lot of pressure, and I don't think that kind of technique is sustainable. Final tip is to design your life in a way where the work is in sprints. So as I'm doing this video in my car, in about 10 minutes, I'm headed into class to get a workout in, which is in the middle of my day. So I cut my day in half. I get my little workout in, my daily sweat, endorphins, chemicals, dopamine. I feel good about myself, which equals a turbo. And I go back and then I get back to work. So how are you going to design your day in a way where you're the most productive, but more than productive, because that feels very scoreboardy, where you're the most present and you're able to produce the most joy, and you're living in color and you're there and things feel effortless because you've designed your life in a way where it hangs on your state and living on a higher frequency, right? Forcing yourself to do things because they need to get done is not sustainable. It's not going to work. So design your day in a way where you maximize your state, your elevation, your mood, you expanding, leverage that. And over time, you will see the hockey stick, the exponential growth in accomplishing goals, more so than white knuckling and saying, I need to get something done. Oh, I got to do this, right? That's a lower frequency that's going to constrict you and stunt you instead of being in a higher frequency. And also, when you design your day in a way that you are maximizing joy, gratitude, time, all the higher, happy, whatever, all the higher curiosity, creativity, optimism, when you're in that state, you end up attracting, and now I'm getting a little woo-woo, but you end up meeting people and opportunities happen. And I believe that there's an energy that you put out there as you're living on that state that is attracting what you need in your life. You're not constricting, right? And I say this because I lived most of my life in a constrictive, negative, lower frequency, nothing's going to happen to me, this life sucks, the sky is falling state. And over the years, I've been able to, and I still struggle with it, I'm not perfect, but I've been able to live more on a higher frequency and opportunities just kind of fall from the sky, and there's an ebb and flow, and there's momentum, and there's just natural a pedaling of the bike where goals are accomplished. Not every goal, but goals are accomplished. Things that I didn't think could happen or would happen does happen, and it may not look like the way that I imagine, but I know that it's there because I feel it in my body. And through this experience, I also create new definitions and dissolve old beliefs, right? Old false beliefs about self. So I know that was a little heady and heavy, but that was my final tip. Gone is 2022, and here is a new year, 2023. I hope it's not just a chapter for you, but it's an act break. I hope this is a year that changes everything.